Hey there, it's Joseph, and welcome back to the YouTube channel dedicated to San Miguel de Allende secrets. And today we're going to be talking about COVID crime in churches. Now, the two apparently seem to be going hand in hand. Churches have become easy targets for criminals during the coronavirus pandemic, both here and abroad. The scope and variations of the crime, from art theft to murder to the dark arts, are fascinating. Obviously, there's always been art theft. Mexico leads the world in theft of sacred art, according to the National Anthropology Institute and the Attorney General's office. It's not uncommon to find that art collectors are laundering their funds from an unrelated illegal activity through buying art. In fact, Mexico leads the world in theft of sacred art. Across the pond, England recorded over 4,000 church-related crimes in the last 12 months to July this year, despite 8 months of those being in lockdown restrictions. Crimes included rape, arson, car theft, drug trafficking, in both churches and their adjacent cemeteries and parking lots. Worldwide, churches make easy criminal targets because churches often leave their doors open. Churches are supposed to be safe, welcoming havens, and the doors are often left unlocked so that members of the congregation can come and go as needed. They offer minimal security, if any. They're occupied at regularly, well-known times, and contain items that can be easily stolen, such as sound systems, computers, gold, art objects, and microwave ovens. The murder of priests, nuns, and church workers has also increased since the virus appeared. Clergy promote the protection of migrants, women, and children, often to the chagrin of local organized crime that has become active both in human and drug trafficking. Mexico has the grim distinction of being the most dangerous country in the world for Catholic priests. Mexico's clergy murders, according to the Fides news agency, lie on par with Colombia, Brazil, and Nigeria. Pity, as the virus itself has decimated local orders of priests already in the single digits for our most prominent and visited churches. What surprised me the most was communion wafer theft. A communion wafer represents the body of Jesus, and recently a monstrate, pictured here, a gold candlestick-like object that holds a wafer, was stolen to sell in the religious arts black market. Masses, processions, and bell ringing were held for days in town to encourage the return of the communion wafer. No one much cared about the monstrate or its street value. The faithful just wanted the wafer put back in church. On the days leading up to Day of the Dead, an image of a young gringa, around 30, thin with curly hair, became a local social media sensation. Here she was at Mass in the parochian. Instead of swallowing the communion wafer, she placed it in her purse. The woman next to her noticed and reminded the foreigner she had to swallow the wafer in church. At this point, I'm baffled, because who saves a communion wafer? It's not like they taste good or they're filling, so best to save later for slathered in peanut butter. The foreigner then placed the wafer in her mouth, only to remove it, causing the woman on the other side of her to notice. This observant gal interrupted the Mass to have the priest come down into the pews and remove the wafer from the woman. Do you know why? I sure didn't. Turns out, the week leading up to Day of the Dead, foreigners like to steal wafers to use in their dark art Halloween rituals. It reminded me when in North Carolina, the St. Vincent de Paul thrift shops stopped carrying sacred art from deconcentrated churches, those that are no longer in use, as too many folks bought the sacred art for their satanic rituals. As always, feel free to click like and subscribe, and you'll get automatic notifications of new videos and as they're released here on the YouTube channel dedicated to San Miguel de Allende secrets.